Hey? Yeah, we got you a little harness. And you did so good in it. You did so good. And it's bright pink. Yeah! Good job! I also got her a new toy. So let's see if she likes this one. It's a lemon. I'm excited. Look at this cute little thing. Oh. And there's a little stick for chewing. Yeah! A new toy for the baboons. There's a nice stick, a good stick for chewing. Come. Yeah, good girl. Great success. Great success.
Hello everyone, my name is Jenna, but you guys can call me Jen. Welcome back to my channel and welcome if you're new. Hi, hello. Welcome to another weekend vlog. It's Friday before my busy day tomorrow. I'm excited and also just a little because it's gonna be a lot, but it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Tonight, I did not get like any footage. I got like a skinny video, which I'll put right here.
Dad killed her whole family, like, yeah, that's your enemy. So Rouse Lover's Office Romance. The main character, Triss, has been in her job. She feels like she's flailing, hasn't really been getting anywhere because, you know, white male privilege is prevalent everywhere, and she gets a surprise invite to this.
But like, my friend and I, Sophia, you guys know her and love her, we went to signing a book event hosted by McNally, which is our big indie bookstore here, for Nisha J. Tooley for her new contemporary romance, Not Safe for Work. So, broke my book buying ban just for this, but my book buying ban is special because if you guys remember, I said that it would be just no full price books until my birthday. I say that because I got a book outlet box a couple days ago, but it's fine, no full price books until my birthday, and I'm being more mindful of my spending and stuff like that. But this was just a little sweet extra added because she's here and it was an author event and I had to. So it was so fun. It was so lovely to be there. She seems very awesome and I'm so excited for both of these books. I picked up the first of her romantasy series because it's pitched as The Hunger Games meets The Bachelor, which I think is pretty funny, but I also was just like, I have been eyeing this book for so long. I need to know. I need to know. And as someone who's not like a super big romantasy girly myself, we're gonna find out if I actually am. So, I mean, I think I just need to read better ones. I think that's the only thing. And then this just sounds so fun. This is like a rivals to lovers workplace romance. So we love that. And this is just stunning. This cover's so beautiful. The artist, incredible. So that's where I was tonight. Very fun. Got home just now. I got a harness for Freya, which I'm very excited about because she immediately was like, fine with it. So I put it on her, gave her some treats, gave her some love, and then took it off just so that she knows it's not like a bad thing, so she doesn't associate it with bad stuff, because I want to eventually be able to like take her on my balcony so she can experience the outside safely and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I'm excited about that. I also got her a new toy, which she immediately loved. She's still chewing it. What'd you do with it? Are you sitting on your lemon? What did you do with the lemon? What did you do with the lemon? She says it's in here, Mom. Don't worry about it. I'm just protecting it from any enemies that may come and get it. So she's happy with that. I got it because I heard Silvervine's good for like teeth care. Also good for cats who like to chew. And she likes to chew things. So I got her that. And she immediately started chewing the Silvervine. So we love that. And it's a cute little lemon, so why not? But anyways, yeah. Tomorrow, probably won't talk to you all day. Big concert day, of course. I'm going to be playing the Prelude for Left Hand by Scrabbin', which my dad told me I should do, that I should pick that song because I showed him all my music that I'm doing for my program for my grade 9 Royal Conservatoire music level. And I had originally picked like a romance because it was one of my shorter songs. It's quite easy. And I was like, this is fine, this is pretty, it'll just be a good performance piece. But then I showed him all my music and he was like, that's played with only the left hand? You gotta do that. People are gonna think it's so cool. And I'm like, okay, because it's my actual shortest piece. Works even better because we try to keep our concerts pretty short because we have too many kids and we have like 4 concerts in one day to get through. So yeah, that's gonna be tomorrow. And then I go to my friend's bachelorette in the evening. So it should be fun. I will be very exhausted, but my friends, I'm done my edit round on A Favored Fey. So I don't have that pressure anymore. I finished it yesterday. I'm so happy about it. I've had some interesting problems with Atticus, my formatting software that I was trying to troubleshoot earlier, but I don't think I necessarily found the issue. I need to actually like get back into it to like see if I can find the issue and solve it, because I emailed them this morning after trying to export the PDF of that because I want an arc of the book so I know how many pages it is, so I can get the spine dimensions to my cover artist. And I also want an arc of the book so I can hold up a physical copy of my babies, you know? I need it in my life. So I want that, but it won't export a PDF for me. So I emailed Atticus support and they were like, oh, it sounds like something's not fitting right in your book somewhere. So you're gonna like follow this troubleshooting page and see if you can find the issue, and hopefully that'll clear things up. And I'm like, great, let me try. So I got partway through the troubleshooting today before I left for the book event with Sophia, so I'm gonna get back to that. But other than that, my friends, what am I gonna be reading this weekend? I have no idea. I have 2 hours left of an echo of things to come, so that would be great to do. I'm kind of in a mood for a romantasy, so I might pick up the Nisha J. Tooley one or the second book in Melissa Blair's series, because I have that sitting on my coffee table. But I'm not gonna like push myself to read a whole lot this weekend because tomorrow I just don't have time. But I will have time on Sunday when I'm rotting on my couch. So I also got a new cozy game. Let me get my Switch. And it's called Pillow and the Hollow Book. It's this one right on the end here. I saw it weeks ago and it just looked so cute, so I got it because it was on sale at the time. That's why I saw it, because it was on one of those like TikTok people who do like a big roundup of cozy games that are coming out or are out and are on sale and whatever, and it was on one of those, and it was like someone's like, oh, it's my favorite, I love it so much. I have like not let myself play it at all because I was working on A Favored Fey, so I'm so glad that I'm done. I'm so glad. So excited about it. This edit round anyways. So yeah, that might be my Sunday. If anything, it'll just be me rotting on my couch scrolling on social media trying to recharge. You did hear me correctly a little while ago. I did get a new book outlet order. Let me show you some of the books from it, because some of them are in my shelves already. Of course they are. So I got these two novella like hardcover 1 and 2 from Tor. It's like a Tor novella thing. I got The Fireborn Blade by Charlotte Bond, and then the second one, The Bloodless Princes. I have heard very little about these, but I trust Tor, and whenever I see a Tor novella that is hardcover on Book Outlet, I'm like, oh, that's coming home with me. I also got this one over yonder. Where did I put it? I also got, oh, sweetness, sorry, that box is in the way. She's like, bitch, I'm trying to get up on my tree and there's a box in the way. I got The Bright and Breaking Sea by Chloe Neal because I heard somebody talking about this, I believe on TikTok, and it just sounded incredible and possibly an interesting read to read before I go into Sage's story, because this is piratey. It has like the found family vibes, that kind of a thing. So very excited about this. Also, this cover is just so pretty. I love the art style. I also picked up Everyone This Christmas Has a Secret by Benjamin Stevenson. It is the hardcover, but I figured because the paperback I have of Everyone in This Family Has Killed Someone is the tall international paperback, I feel like this will match in height anyways. And again, when you can get a hardcover for $7, you're gonna do it. So, especially when hardcovers in Canada are upwards of 40, you're gonna do it. So I picked this bad boy up. I also picked up the second RuneScape novel by Robbie McNiven. It's called The Fall of Hollowvale, because when I was looking at Aaron Evans, who wrote the first one in this trilogy, The Gift of Guthix, I don't think they're actually like a connected trilogy. I think they're just part of a new release of trilogy, kind of like what the Star Wars High Republic books have done, where every single story is kind of like a standalone book, but they all connect in some way, like with the same characters or same world or whatever. I wanted to look at Aaron M. Evans' second one that's coming out for RuneScape, and it is the third in this trilogy. So I was like, well, I'm gonna do it right, and I'm gonna read both of these. And I saw this RuneScape book on Book Outlet for, again, $7. So I love this, and I love these, the vibe of these, the blues, very nice. I know the third one's like an orange, but it's whatever. But yeah, I got those. And then finally, the reason why I placed this order was because they had the paperback of Happy Place by Emily Henry on it. And I did not super love this book, but I am, if anything, someone who needs the entire series or entire works of people, especially when it's something like Emily Henry's books, because all the spines are like fun. They look really nice on a shelf, whatever, right? I have funny story over there. happy place. So I had to, and I was not willing to pay full price for paperback for this because, again, I read it. I didn't super love it. It's like my least favorite Emily Henry, but I still enjoyed the book. I did want to add it to my Emily Henry collection, so when I saw it on Book Outlet, I said yes. I said yes. That is the reason why I'm going to be placing this order. But you know what really pisses me off? This Emily Henry book has the New York Times bestseller thing above it, which these ones do not. So the spines don't really match. It's fine. It's fine. They're all fun and lovely and fun. And then I have Funny Story up there, which is like Happy Place with the New York Times bestseller at the top. So like at least they match. But anyways, so that's that. It's gonna be an interesting weekend, my friends. Buckle up. I need to turn my air back on. The first weekend of 2 in a row that are gonna be quite busy. So I'm gonna be taking any moment I can to just be chill and to read and relax and unwind and keep myself sane. But as for now, I need to go practice my piece a bunch of times so that I can have it in my fingers a little better, because I'm not like super confident with this song yet, but I'm getting there. So, and I mean, it's only one hand. Should be fine. But anyways, welcome to the weekend. Let's fucking do this.
You want this bean? Do you want it? Come here. You know what's up. Good girl. You want me to get your baby? Where did it go? Where did it go? I'll get it. Is this your baby? Yeah, here you go. Look at those eyes. Box now? Yeah? Wow. Oh, okay. Oh, sweetie. Would you like some scratches? Would you like some scratches? Oh, this is anything with those nice nails, Mom. Anything with those nice nails, please. All the time. Yes. Yeah. Lazy little lady over there. Hi. Gorgeous girl.
Hi friends, happy Sunday. I'm coming in with a very quick update because I am so tired. My phone is literally at 10%. But I just wanted to say, hey, popping in. I'm gonna update you fully tomorrow, but this weekend has been so fun. Had concert day all day Saturday. Concerts were great. It's always fun. And then I left the third concert a little early after my student had gone because I needed to come home and do nothing for 40 minutes other than just like eat and sit on the floor with Freya and then go to my friend's bachelorette after that, which was so very fun. And I love that I beat the bride and like being awake. I slipped into a state of like really overtired when we were doing Paint the Groom, and then I just coasted all night of like, I could probably stay awake for another couple hours, but I also could like crash right now. That level of exhausted, love that. We ended up watching Princess Diaries 2, and then I left and I got home around 2-ish, just after. So great. Freya wasn't super happy with me all day, but Mom came to visit her halfway through the day, gave her some scratches, gave her some love, and then I came home for that 40 minutes or whatever. And so she was happy about that. And then when I got home finally, played with her a little bit, just to not like come home and immediately fall asleep. So she was happy about that. And then today we went and got our nails professionally done. The bride, the mother of the bride, and the bride's brother's girlfriend. And I decided to go as well. I was invited. And it was literally 5 minutes from my place. We love that. And I was like, yeah, okay. I have nail stuff on my nails. So this morning I woke up at like 9:30, 10-ish, before 10, because then I spent like 40 minutes getting my old nails off my nails, because I know how long taking builder gel and gel polish off takes for me. So I was just like shoving food in my face for breakfast, drinking my iced coffee like it's water, and taking my nails off. I really like these though. They're so fun. I did 1, 2, 3, 4 all the same color, and then she did like a unicorn chrome just on this one, and then this one's a slightly different color. It's like a pink with a shimmer, very light shimmer. We love this. I went for like a light lilac-y creamy vibe. In some lights it looks pinker, and I don't really care. I just wanted like light, subtle, but still fun, because I'm a girly who likes nails that are all different colors. I also did gel for the very first time, like an actual gel manicure set. So it is longer. They are longer than I'm used to, because I keep doing that. I can't play piano with these, so I'm gonna have to get them trimmed after the wedding real fast, because I have an exam coming up that I need to prepare for. I guess I'm just gonna have to get used to playing with long nails for a bit until I can get them removed, but I love them deeply. Hi, sweetness. She says, give me your hands, Mom. Give me your hands. She just loves them. She loves them because they're the perfect scritching nails. Anyways, I also finished a book today. Started another book, got halfway through, and I will tell you more about that tomorrow. But 'tis the update, my friends.
What are you doing staring at me like that? What's going on, Babu? What's going on, little one? Hi.
Hello, friends. Happy Monday.
Hello, Freya girl.
It's Monday. It is also extremely gloomy out. Oh, I apologize for my air. I didn't hear it on. At least it's like kind of low. But hello. It's Monday. I am here. It is about 3 p.m. I gotta work tonight as well. My iced coffee needs more ice, but hi. Thought I'd finally pop in and actually give you an update on what I've been reading. So yesterday, as I mentioned in the last clip, I finished a book. I finished An Echo of Things to Come, finally, by James Islington, that big chunky one that I was doing on my Kobo, that I was reading on my Kobo. It was also a buddy read with Lindsay. So we both finished that now. And I just ran through Copile this morning. It gets 4 stars. Love that. For me, so great. I think the first book, which is A Shadow of What Was Lost, was 5 stars for me. It absolutely took my breath away. I absolutely adored the way the story was put together and told. It just did not let me go. It was just high octane from moment to moment to moment to moment, and it was so good. And I think this one kind of missed that fuel and that momentum that the first one had, for me anyways. And Lindsay, what? Come here, baby. Do you want some love? Is that what you're meowing? Do you want some love? And what Lindsay mentioned yesterday is that she's missing out on a little bit of character development from Asha and Davian specifically, which I think is really interesting. Davian, to me, is just a typical main character hero trope type of guy, which I find interesting, and he just kind of is that for me. So in my head I didn't really even think about character development for him. But Asha, I think Lindsay was correct with that, in that, like, the first book, it makes sense that we don't really get to stop and sit with her and her wants and her needs, because she is going through so much trauma from waking up to find her entire school dead around her, to being turned into a shadow, to being shipped off to different places and having to just be carted around and treated like lesser and all this kind of stuff because she's now a shadow. And then coming into her own and making these decisions in the first book that then fuel her into the second book. But I feel like all these characters are in such a living in the moment type of feeling because there's so much happening. I think the only character that we really get any like depth from is Weir, or however you say his name, because we actually get to stop with him a little bit and we see him wanting to, he's taken over his father's position and he really just wants to do well. He wants to win over the assembly and he also wants to keep his friends safe and he desperately wants to, you know, do the right thing. Even when he's given these tools and these opportunities to do the thing that most people in power would do, he's still like, no, I'm gonna do the right thing. And we get a romance with him and we get to see him kind of more, I don't know, Weir feels the youngest to me, even though they're all the same age, because he's just experiencing these lovely little things with this woman and this kind of stuff, and it's just so sweet. I love the romance so much in here. So I think Weir to me feels like the most well-rounded character. Davian just feels like he's falling into the hero stereotype too hard, and then Asha feels like she's too much in the moment. Like we aren't getting any wants from her, we're not getting any like backstory from her. She's kind of a little bit of an empty character, even though she is so badass and she's doing all these things that I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah, Asha, it's so good. So there's that. But I'm also really enjoying Caden, although we did not get a lot of Caden himself. We're getting a lot of who he was in the past because we are getting so many memories, and it's just, to me, the memories really slowed down this narrative because anytime we came to a Caden chapter, it felt like everything just like ran to a halt because even though he is moving and doing things, he feels so stagnant. I don't really quite get his storyline in here other than just him like figuring out who he was, getting all these memories back and kind of coming to terms with who he is to the rest of the world, understanding that he's, you know, an immortal being and like getting to know these different immortal beings that he's dealing with that are in the world, that kind of a thing. We're getting a lot more of the backstory and information with Caden's story. So it feels like we come to a full halt whenever we come to Caden's stories. Thankfully, his chapters are few and far between, and we are moving forward with Davian, Weir, and Asha for the majority of this. I find this book really interesting. I think it's a good sequel. I think it's a good book too. Definitely feels like we're getting a lot of setup for book 3. And I'm very interested to go into book 3 because of some things that have happened at the very, very, very end of book 2. Like, holy shit, James Islington did not pull back. It didn't quite give me the same feeling of reading The Will of the Many. If you guys have read that one and you got to the end of that book, you know what I mean? Because the end of that book sent me on a tailspin. But this second book of the Lycanius trilogy really, it just lays so much groundwork and it solidifies so many things. And it has its own arc, which I really enjoy. Like if you boil it down to like its bare bones, because this is like an almost 800-page book. It is them, like the augurs, dealing with some shit that the augurs are dealing with and like the hatred towards them and that kind of a thing. And then going to the boundary and actually realizing what is going on with the boundary, because this boundary has been such a menacing thing in the background of the previous book, but they haven't actually seen how bad it is in the moment. They just heard all this stuff. And a lot of people don't even believe that the boundary is an issue. So it's like they finally got to the boundary for some of our characters, and it's this moment of these kind of culminations of these different characters we've met throughout this book and Asha's thing, and it was a really interesting time. And then what happens at the very end, I fucking lost my shit for a second. I was like, excuse me? I was texting Lindsay and it's just a lot of holy shit, holy fucking shit, holy shit, just back to back to back to back. Because I was like, the fuck is happening? So we love a book that does that. But yes, I think it was well done. There are things that could have been better. And I think for what it is, because it is the second book and of a trilogy that is doing a lot of heavy lifting with this fantasy world and magic system and the time and like the time magic and like the fact that the title of this book makes so much sense when you get to the end. The more that I think about it, the more I'm like, wow, that's a brilliant title. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. James is like 10. We love that. But yeah, so I don't know when I'm going to get to the third one. I think Lindsay and I are going to buddy read that one as well whenever she wants to get to it. But we both agreed that we need a little bit of a break because this one took a long time to get through because it's just such a chunky book. Love that. And then I started reading Trial of the Sun Queen by Nisha J. Tooley yesterday because I just needed something fun and pretty quick to get through, and I am very intrigued by this now that I've like listened to Nisha J. Tooley talk. And this is setting up to be such an interesting book. I was expecting a lot more sex right off the top, but then I realized, remembering what Nisha was talking about at the thing at the book event at McNally on Friday, the fact that she says that this is like a 4-book series, right? This is book 1 of 4 books, that she had to make the romance a little bit more slow burn, which makes sense because our love interests, I believe, have not even met yet. Not to say that our main character, Lore, hasn't had some sexy vibes with somebody else, but like our 2 characters in here, our 2 POV characters, we have Lore, who is the main character, and then we have Nadir. Sorry, my brain was saying Nisri. I'm like, that's not it. Nisri is one of my characters. Nadir. Nadir is of a different court. So Lore, at the beginning of this, is a prisoner. She's been in this prison for about 12 years with her brother and her sister. It is a garbage prison. She has done a lot of really terrible things to just survive in this prison. There's a lot of mentions of sexual assault and rape right off the top. There's never a sexual assault or rape on page, thankfully, but it is mentioned a lot because the guards are just garbage, of course. And Lore does a lot of things just to be able to get like soap. You know, it's a really shitty life situation that she's in. She starts beating up a girl because this girl stole her soap, because that's the first line. This bitch stole my soap, which is one of the best first lines of a book. And literally just that bitch took my soap. First line of a book. I've never found one that's more funny. I apologize for my air that just kicked on. But so she gets chucked into this pit, essentially, which is akin to like solitary. No food, no water for 2 weeks. She goes a little crazy. But then someone takes her out of this pit and she's like, she's gone. She's kidnapped. And then she wakes up in this beautiful court. The sun is shining because this prison that she was in is in an area where it is dark all the time. The sky is only like gray or black. Like it's dark all the time, and there's a lot of like aurora borealis. So that's how she can tell like the days are moving. She ends up waking up in this court that is sun all the time. So she's in the sun court essentially now, and they've taken her from the jail to partake in some trials, basically for the hand of the king. She is the final tribute. She's basically just a sacrifice because everyone else there is a fae, is high fae, and she's human. So she is just there as like there's a reason why she's there, and it's explained, which makes sense. But Nadir, our other main character, he's part of the Aurora court. So when he hears of this prisoner being taken or vanishing, essentially, his dad, his father, the king, is like, bestie, we need to find this girl because she's extremely important for many reasons that I'm not going to tell you. But my son, you need to go find this prisoner that's escaped. So he's essentially put on this task to go see what happened to this prisoner. And he becomes like slowly and slowly more like obsessed with finding this girl who's gone. He doesn't know her name. He doesn't know anything about her other than that she's a girl and that she's gone, and he doesn't know where she is. But there was also a prison riot that night that she was taken, so a lot of people just assumed that she was killed in the riot because there was like 100 people dead or something, and no one really cares about these prisoners, so they don't really care. But he's getting more and more like, he just wants to know what happened to this girl. So I don't know where his story is going to go because he's so seldomly in this. We are focusing so heavily just on Lore and her being part of these trials and meeting all these different fae. So I'm enjoying this so far. I am. I think it's quite good so far. Definitely, I don't know what I was expecting going into this. I knew it was a trial book, and I knew that Nisha has said that she doesn't scare away from actually making the trials high stakes. Because there's so many trial books out there that are like pitched as like the Hunger Games meets this. And they just, the trials in the books have no stakes. like, because no one dies, like no one really gets hurt. It's not really a threat to life or anything, and yet they're like considered these high stakes. I'm like, they're not really that high stakes. And here they're a little more high stakes, which we love. We love a romantasy that is definitely like actually pulling the stakes and like making it legitimate. No, it's a deadly contest. 10 women, a deadly contest. Only one can win the Sun King's heart. So I'm intrigued to see what happens in this and how this goes from here to the next 3 books in the series, and how Lore and Nadir meet, how that goes. I am intrigued and I am liking it. So I am on page 211, so just over halfway, and I will be continuing that at some point. And yes, yesterday was June 1st. I ended up sending my manuscript to my friend yesterday, so that is in her hands, and hopefully I get everything back by July 1st, so she has a full month to get things lined up and done for me. Love that. It's out of my hands. And today, my ARC copy that I ordered it's out for delivery, and I'm just like, I'm chomping at the bit. I want my ARC in my hands. I don't know if it's gonna arrive before I go to work or not, but I want it. But yeah, that's kind of how things have been going. This weekend has been very, very busy, and I am now, my headspace is just thinking about the fact that I have 3 more days this week to work, and then I'm leaving Friday morning to my friend's wedding. So I'm just like, my head is already planning like packing stuff, like what I need to bring, all that kind of stuff. So anyways, that is where I'm at. That's how life is. That's where things are. I have to do a couple more things at work today before I leave, and it is now 3:20 because I've been talking for too long. But that is the update, my friends. That's what I've been reading this weekend. I'm happy that I could finish at least something during my very relaxing day yesterday after I got my nails done. So love that. I will catch up with you guys a little later, but yeah, happy Monday. Guess what arrived? I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I didn't even take my bag off my shoulder. I have received a very special package. My ear knows timing like nothing else. I received the ARC for A Favored Fey. And let me just tell you, this lady is chunky. This like back and spine is not how it's gonna look. My cover artist is gonna get me, the wrap, so it's like nice, like my other ones are. This is just a color that I picked in the Amazon system. But look how thick she is. Look how thick! Oh my god, compared to a second story. Oh my god, it's so much thicker. And then a little luck. Wow, she's so much thicker. Holy shit. Oh my god, oh my god. I'm obsessed. I'm actually obsessed. Now I have it in my hands. Now I get to edit it by hand and like have a copy of this now. And my nails like match the vibe, which is so fun. But like, it's so beautiful. Oh my god. Anyways, I've got the ARC. And I'm home from teaching. Oh my goodness gracious. My friends, what a weekend. I am so tired. I've had because it's the last week of lessons, my first 2 kids did not show up today. So we're gonna see how many kids show up tomorrow and end out the year tomorrow. And then I start summer lessons next week, teaching them. So on the 11th, I start teaching summer lessons, which is fun. I'm only doing 1 day throughout the summer. I don't think I have that many kids on that 1 day. I know for sure I have 1, at least. She's my kid now, and she's doing an exam in August, so I'm keeping her through the summer, but we'll see how many others I get. Hopefully not many. I don't wanna be there. I do not wanna do summer teaching, but one of my students is doing an exam, so I felt that I needed to. But yes, my friends, what an interesting weekend. So busy, had my concerts, had my friend's bachelorette party, got my nails done, got my ARC, finished a book, started another book. What a time. What a time. And happy Pride! Oh my god. It's June 2nd today. Happy Pride, my beautiful friends. From your queer Canadian content creator and indie author, Your girl is queer. She's questioning her labels a little, but definitely a little bisexual. Possibly a little demisexual, but she queer. So, I love you all deeply. I hope you know you're all loved, and I hope you have a fantastic Pride Month, because this is a time to, one, reflect on the history of Pride and all of the important shit, but also to have a lot of fun. Anyways, I'm gonna leave this vlog here. Thank you so much for watching, my beautiful friends, and I'll catch you in another video very soon. Stay kind and keep on reading.